I can't believe what I just discovered. Phobias aren't just about being scared of spiders or heights. There's a whole world of silly, quirky fears out there, backed by some of the most bizarre scientific research. Here's a dive into the science of our silliest fears. Imagine this. You're walking down the street when suddenly a feather floats by. You freeze in terror. Yes, there's actually a phobia for that, called pteronophobia. It's not just about being scared of feathers. It's about understanding how the brain can wire fear to the most unexpected things. Now, let's meet our characters. First up, we have Dr. Olivia, a quirky neuroscientist with a love for colorful bow ties, who studies the science of fear. She's got a theory about how phobias develop from childhood experiences or cultural influences. Then there's Kevin, a regular guy with an unusual phobia of rubber ducks. His fear isn't just funny. It's rooted in a childhood incident involving a rubber duck that made a terrifying noise when squeezed. Dr. Olivia explains that phobias are not just irrational fears, but are often rooted in complex neurological pathways. For instance, take Kevin's fear of rubber ducks. Here's how it might have happened. A child playing with a rubber duck accidentally squeezes it too hard, and it makes an unexpected, loud noise. This unexpected event triggers a fear response in the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for emotional reactions. Over time, this fear gets generalized to all rubber ducks, creating a phobia. But there's more. There are phobias like nomophobia, the fear of being without your mobile phone, which is becoming increasingly common in our digital age. Dr. Olivia shares that this phobia is not just about attachment to technology, but reflects deeper anxieties about missing out on social interactions, a phenomenon known as FOMO. Let's not forget about the phobia of the number 13, triskaidekaphobia. Dr. Olivia points out that this phobia has cultural roots, with many buildings skipping the 13th floor due to superstition. But what's scientifically interesting is how these cultural beliefs can influence our brain's fear response, making even the rational among us feel uneasy when confronted with the number 13. Now, the conflict in our story. Kevin decides he wants to overcome his fear. He's tired of avoiding bath time and wants to confront his rubber duck nemesis. Here's where the story takes a turn. Dr. Olivia, with her bow tie, decides to help Kevin through a series of experiments and therapy sessions. The resolution comes when Kevin, after weeks of exposure therapy, is able to face his fear. He not only touches a rubber duck, but even takes a bath with one. His aha moment is realizing that his fear was not about the duck, but about the unexpected noise it made, a noise he now finds amusing. The takeaway here is profound. Phobias might seem silly, but they tell us a lot about how our brain works, how culture shapes our fears, and how with understanding and the right approach, even the silliest fears can be overcome. So next time you're afraid of something unusual, remember, there's often a fascinating story behind it, and science can help you laugh it off. And there you have it, the science behind our silliest fears, showcasing how our brains can sometimes be our own worst enemies. But with a little knowledge and a lot of laughter, we can turn fear into fun.